Over the years, I've established a productive food garden that's supplied me with an abundance, whatever the weather. A big part of that process is understanding how to grow crops from seed. Growing from seed is economical, reliable, and allows you to access a wider variety of plants and their cultivars to grow and eat. It also means you can save seed each year. Sowing seed into a tailor-made seedbed is a surefire method for success, but there's a little bit more to it than plonking seed in dirt. I learned how to prepare the perfect seedbed from my nan, and it's never given me anything but success. Today, I'm going to share with you some Colby Williams family gardening secrets. Before you start, it's a good idea to do a couple of pH tests. The first should be on your soil. Now you take it from just below the surface, like this, so there's no mulch in it. pH is a measure of the chemical alkalinity or acidity of your soil. And if it's at the extreme side of either end of the spectrum, it can interfere with your plant's growth and access to nutrients in the soil. A simple pH test will ensure the soil is within an appropriate range, between 6.5 and 7, slightly acidic to neutral. Acidic soil can be remedied by applying lime to the measure of 1 handful per square metre. Alkalinity can be remedied by applying powdered sulphur at the same rate. These corrections take time to work, so wait 3 weeks before you start the rest of the work. The second test is on the soil improver you intend to use. Similarly, all garden inputs have their own pH range. Cow manure is a very popular thing for seed beds, and it's often regarded as being benign. But if it's bagged cow manure and it comes from an industrial feeding lot, it's subject to a range of conditions which can greatly enhance the alkalinity. I've tested this bag of cow manure and found the pH is 10, which is 1,000 times more alkaline than is ideal. So if you add this cow manure to the soil, you have to treat it like lime. That means you wait 3 weeks for the pH to balance out in the soil, and then you can sow or plant. As I don't want to wait, I'm using compost so I can get on with the job. Spread up to a depth of about 5 centimetres. The more you add, the better your crops will fare. Onions and leeks will love you for it. Young seedlings are very hungry plants, so any little boost here is going to pay dividends later on. Dig the soil to the depth of a spade, turning the soil to bury any weed seedlings and break up any large clods as you progress. Now you can see from the condition of my soil, it's working really well with a spade. But if your soil is hard and dry, you may find a fork is much easier on your back to get the job done. I dig for 3 reasons. One is to ensure the added manure will be mixed into the soil profile so that the roots of annual crops will be able to access it immediately. The second is to mix air back into the soil profile, allowing easy penetration of roots and alleviating compaction. The third is to homogenise my soil. You see, my garden is over a duplex soil. It has 2 layers, sand above clay. Mix the 2 together and add compost, and you've got a range of particle size, and it is a cracking combination for growing food. When your digging's done, rake the bed roughly level using the back flat side of a rake. I then tread over the bed using pigeon steps. Place your feet close together so that you tread over the whole surface once, gently compacting it. The word compaction may raise an eyebrow, But not all compaction is bad. We know that too much compaction can drive air out of the soil, crush soil particles, and it makes it very difficult for a seedling to establish a decent root zone. But a little bit of compaction can be really good. On the flip side, when you fluff up the soil, you create uneven air pockets that seeds can't grow in. Pigeon stepping eliminates surface air pockets and it consolidates the ground so that seedlings and their roots have an intimate connection with the soil, just like Nan always wanted. It's the Goldilocks zone. Now rake gently over and create a level surface ready for sowing or planting. Having created the perfect seedbed, it would be a crime against horticulture if I was to then stuff it up by walking all over it. So that's what these boards are for. Now I can walk on there, I can weed, I can mulch, I can water and I can plant without affecting the compaction of the seedbed. I'm using a fine covering of light, loose mulch to conserve moisture and keep the seedbed cool. I favour finely sprinkled chopped sugarcane so as not to encourage slugs or physically impede seedling growth. And that's it. You've created the perfect seedbed. It's the sort of thing we talk about on Gardening Australia all the time. Well dug, freely draining, compost enriched, pH adjusted soil. Now if you follow my Nan's tips for creating the perfect seedbed, you'll be setting up your seedlings for surefire success. And 2 months in, this is what surefire success looks like. My winter melon and my snake beans are loving their new home.